I literally, like, that place to me will always remain, like, one of the most special places on earth. And it has to do with the kids over there and, like, the type of relationships we built, but, like, not to go there would be the worst thing in the world. It's like, I don't know, it's just such a special place, and, like, the kids there are, like, the most incredible people some of the most incredible people I know I'll never, ever, 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 ever forget. Like, even if I tried to forget, like, just, like, the depth of humanity and, like, the depth of it, like, the capacity of, like, these kids was, like, one of those things that, like, never will ever, ever leave me. And, like, I could never tell you to not send Duke students there. Like, I could never say, like, no to your question. You know what I mean? Like, I just couldn't. Because, like, that place is just too special to, like, not go there. Like, it's just, even though it's, like, such a complex, like, situation, it's, like, it sucks. I've never reached a verdict, and I never will, and I don't think we'll ever reach a verdict on that because it's just too complicated. But, like, just, like, what I experienced there was, and what I hope that I was able to give to those kids, and, like, everything they gave me is just, it's too much to, like, ever say no,
I think even if we don't get to come back as individuals, the fact that the Duke program is making kind of a foothold in places like Future Hope makes a big difference. I think for the kids knowing that they made such amazing connections with you guys and with Samir and everyone else the year before, they can look forward to having a new group of people just like you guys that they can see next summer and the summer after that. I think if the Duke program pulled out, that would really be a letdown for the kids.
And, like, I think it was awesome how they could say, like, do you know
they were like,
this?
yeah,
do you
remember Samir? And
we're like,
your local band? We're like, yes.
Friends. Like, next year you're gonna have other people that are our friends too. I think that's, like,
we tried to explain that to them when we went. We were like, there will be 4 people next year.
It's still a connection to the people that they knew before. Like, even though it's not what you want to give them all of us to be able to go back every summer. Like, we can't do that, but, like, at least it's something. At least it's a name that they can say, Duke, this place in America. But, like, we know what that is, and we know we have friends there. Like, I think that's as much as we could give. Like, if there's anything that we can that's constant, like, that's important.
I agree, and, like, hearing them be like, oh, how's Samir? Like, how are they doing? Like, it was so cool to see them.
Like,
and be like, oh, they're great. Like, Ben graduated. Like, all this stuff. Like, it was awesome to see them. Like, oh my gosh, I can, like, hear how this person is doing.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's a very good point.
Yeah, I think having the institution as a recognized thing helps a lot with the sort of continuity and breaking the sort of cycle of volunteers in and out. I mean, that's going to happen either way, but at least with us, we can kind of talk to them about what these other people are doing, and they kind of have a foothold, and it gives us an easy in. Like, I was able to talk about, the people who came last year. That was an easy thing for these kids tonight to talk about, like, right off the bat. And that helps a lot when you're trying to break the ice with them and try to explain, make it seem like you're not going to leave them 2 months from now.
And it's also cool because they're so used to getting British volunteers or Australian ones, and, like,
they thought we were from Australia.
They thought we were from everywhere but the United States. Like, they were like, "Who's from Switzerland, right?" No.
Africa.
No.
Not in friends in Africa.
Yeah, you have friends in Africa, right? So, like, at least I think that's also cool. Like
we did a lot of geography, like drawing, and being like, this is where Auntie, like Dominique is from. This is where our school is. This is, like, we go here, and, like,
and they could, like, point to it at the end. They knew exactly what it was. So it's like exposure.
I think when Duke Engage pitches this project as, a chance to build relationships, and relationships are kind of inherently messy, real ones anyway, and they're always imperfect and they don't end up the way that you anticipate. And I think that the mark that you have really, stepped in and, like, immersed yourself is that it hurts to leave, and it feels like you're, you can't walk away from it easily. I think that is engagement in one of its purest forms. And, I think there's nothing bad about that. And I think even, it's really easy sitting here to think about how different we were as kids from those kids in India, but really, I think kids everywhere are kind of all the same. And when you were kids, I'm sure you had, older kids come into your lives and move out of them, and you probably remember them much more clearly than they even remember you, but they, you don't hate them for leaving you. You just remember that they were in your life for a while, and they leave a mark on you. And I think that that's something really special that Duke Engage can give, and that is why it is not a service trip. It is a trip to engage in a new community and build relationships.
I think of it as I just thought of this, but as almost like babysitters I had as a child.
Yeah.
Or
as a
grade
young
teacher,
child.
you can name them,
Or camp counselors or.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ones that were actually important
Yeah,
to you.
that's actually
Love
better.
them.
Yeah.
Totally, I could tell you names, My dog didn't remember me. I remember them.
And to me, this is very important to hear because I spent a lot of time with all of you, but I actually didn't spend time at Future Hope or at Manavikas. I don't do the work, you all do it. So for me, it's really, really important that I hear this because I can never speak to the actual experience. My experience is different than your all's experience. And that's where, I struggle. That's where this is very important. So I was telling, I've asked all of you to bring something to the Duke Engage when we were going through, because there are whatever parameters of what can be funded and what cannot be funded and what kind of program. So we were all talking about, so I've asked everything to, all of you to bring something, and one of my friends at Duke Engage so what are you bringing? And I said, I'm bringing all of you. That's what I am bringing.
And the food.
Chicken egg roll.
Yeah, and the chicken egg roll. Because to me, you are the most important thing of this program, of the last 2 years I have done it. I don't have Akash or Mitula or experience with Preeti or the Cupcake Twins or the Bumpus Boys. That's all through all of you. And so this is really important to me as I move forward with this program. And that's why I asked that question is, do you all think we're doing the right thing? Because I can talk about it from an ideological standpoint. I can talk about it from a philosophical standpoint. I can talk about it from program logistic, but I cannot talk about the experience.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I guess I can kind of take solace in the fact that I know that Abhijit wouldn't want to be reading to himself. He'd want us to be reading to him. Mongol wouldn't want to be playing chess against the same guys that he always dominates. He wants to dominate me at chess. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think they were going to be bitter about what wasn't there, what that we left. They're gonna kind of celebrate what they had, which is the memories they had of us, and that's what I loved most about the Future Hope Boys, that they're so happy and so determined, and they treat every new volunteer, because if you think about it, we're not the first ones that came in there and made a difference, but we felt like we made an impact on them, and they've definitely made an impact on us, and that's, I think, is what's really important. And so that's where I guess it doesn't feel good about what we did and what they did for us.